Hello and welcome back to the newsroom here at France 24. It's time for our international press review in the papers. Clovis Casali joins me here in the studio for that. Clovis, the biggest story over the past 24 hours undoubtedly is the killing of Benazir Bhutto. What's the press reaction on that?
I looked at the press in Pakistan first, and the Dawn that has a title that shows basically the state of utter shock in Pakistan. They just say Benazir is dead, and Gardi Kuda Books awaits another Bhutto. Her father was killed, of course. Gardi Kuda Books is the location of the family graveyard. And we are told that Benazir Bhutto's children have arrived already for Friday's funeral, and her husband and 3 children had stayed until now in Dubai because Benazir Bhutto was expressly aware of the threat to her life. Those are the words of the news, another Pakistani newspaper, who also says that she was the only leader who genuinely represented the Federation of Pakistan. And for this newspaper, she had shown immense sagacity and maturity in negotiating and talking with Musharraf. And the newspaper calls Musharraf's regime an authoritarian regime. Despite all the criticism she got for it, she was right in doing so, and she showed maturity. Moreover, this newspaper points the finger at the retired elements of the intelligence services. According to the news, Bhutto feared that former intelligence officers had turned into religious fanatics and supporters of violent extremism, and she feared these people, former intelligence officers.
Is that something we're seeing in other Pakistani newspapers as well? Those theories?
No, not yet. Not in the press this morning, but maybe tomorrow and in the next few days we'll have more news about it. But for the time being, it's only in the newspaper called The News. And like all the other Pakistani newspapers, the Post believes Bhutto is now a martyr. It shows a picture of her moments before she was killed, and the paper gives all the details on what happened in the hospital when she was brought in, how the doctors managed to get the bullets out of her body, but then she fell into coma and stopped breathing. And another Pakistani newspaper, The Nation, says in its editorial piece that this tragedy has occurred at a most crucial phase in the country's history, when there's been an upsurge of pro-democracy feelings. And like most articles I found in the Pakistani press, it criticises Musharraf's regime.
We're going to have to move quickly now to the foreign press as well. What's the coverage in that?
Well, the Times of India says it's an enormous tragedy, a tragedy for the whole of South Asia, and the world needs to be extremely anxious. Let's not forget that we're talking about a nation with nuclear capabilities.
And that's something that's not forgotten either in the United States, I believe, and reports, I believe, in Washington Post.
In the Washington Post, yes. It has an article this morning written by Molly Moore, a journalist who met with Bhutto in 1994, and she calls Bhutto the traditional rebel, and a normal woman also who told her one day, I think it was in 1994, that she never wanted her children to get involved in politics because she said politics in Pakistan is much too dangerous, and she was right, of course.
Well, it's a blood sport, for lack of a better phrase. Next, Independent in the UK.
The Independent, like often, has a very good cover with quite a moving picture. We see Bhutto supporters completely distraught, and the Independent simply asks, what now for Pakistan? She represented a faint hope, but even that has gone now, according to the British newspaper.
All right. Thank you very much, Clovis Casali, for bringing us the international press review this morning, and thank you for watching France 24. Stay with us for more news.